The twins were separated at birth for 5 years. The older brother lived with his wealthy father, dressed in luxury every day, yet he was far from happy. The younger brother, though wandering the streets with his mother, found true joy in her company. The two, who had no connection, crossed paths by accident because of a paparazzi incident. It turned out the heroine was actually a gossip reporter. But when she tried to snap photos of Lu Yen, his bodyguards caught her red-handed. Luckily, Dubai showed up with the little princess just in time. Within moments, the two bodyguards were taken down on the spot. One moment, the heroine was praising her son for caring about his mother. The next, she suddenly turned into a little devil, squeezing Dubai's cheeks. And even the Tibetan mastiff beside them wasn't spared. All because she thought they had sneaked out of the house. Fortunately, her best friend Milan stepped in. "Don't blame Dubai, that I was the one who brought them here to find you." Realizing she had wrongly blamed her precious son, the heroine quickly rushed over to comfort him. Seeing Dubai still sulking, she hurriedly pulled out a gift from her pocket and said, "It's your birthday today." The moment Dubai saw the gift, all his anger vanished. He even leaned over and planted a kiss on his mother's cheek to show his thanks. Right then, Milan suddenly asked from behind, "Did you manage to snap any shots of Lu Yen today?" The heroine lit up, about to boast she was going to strike it rich this time. But the very next second she froze. Her camera was gone. It must have fallen into the grass. Meanwhile, on the other side, Xingchen was throwing a tantrum at the servants. Today was also his birthday, yet his father hadn't returned. That thought, tears streamed uncontrollably down his face. The servants, seeing this, couldn't help but want to comfort him. Fortunately, Lu Yen finally hurried back from outside. The first thing he saw upon entering was his treasured 1982 Sprite, shattered all over the floor. The old butler stepped forward, just about to explain. But Xingchen cut him off, shouting angrily, "I smashed it. What are you going to do about it?" At those words, the tension between father and son instantly flared like drawn swords. Lu Yen let out a helpless sigh, took the gift from his bodyguard and said with a gentle smile, "Xingchen, happy birthday." Seeing his father personally hand over the gift, Xingchen was deeply moved, for this was from Lu Yen himself. But then, the woman beside them suddenly added, "Your daddy and I spent a long time picking this out together." The moment he heard that, Xingchen snapped. "That woman again?" He hurled the gift aside in fury. Lu Yen opened his mouth to speak. But Xingchen's eyes turned sharp. "If it's something chosen by her, I don't even want to touch it." With that, he stormed upstairs without looking back. The woman, realizing she had made a blunder, rushed to explain it was all out of good intentions. Yet in her heart she cursed, "That damned brat, once I become Mrs. Lu, I'll make you pay." Just then Lu Yen turned back coldly and said, "You can leave now." She still thought of clinging to him with sweet words, but the butler had already stepped forward, politely yet firmly escorting her out. Staring at Lu Yan's merciless back, the woman gnashed her teeth, swearing she would one day become the mistress of this villa. Meanwhile, back in his study, Lu Yan's men handed him the camera and press badge left behind by the reporter earlier. When Lu Yan glanced at the reporter's press badge, the photo stunned him. It pulled him back to that night 5 years ago. Shirchuxia. Could it be that she was the woman from back then? The heroine went to Lu Yan's company to retrieve her camera, but after wandering in the lobby for ages, she still couldn't get inside. Just then, spotting a janitor nearby gave her a sudden idea. She disguised herself as a cleaner and successfully slipped in. Yet even after searching Lu Yan's office thoroughly, her camera was nowhere to be found. And right at that moment, young Master Xingchen walked in, only to catch her rifling through the room. For a split second, everyone froze in awkward silence. Then the bodyguard snapped out of it and shouted, "Thief!" As he turned to call for help, the heroine mistook Xingchen for her own son, grabbed his hand and bolted out the door. The bodyguard stood dumbfounded for a moment, then cried out in alarm, "It's bad! The young master has been kidnapped by a thief." Meanwhile, hiding in the bushes, the heroine fumed. Who on earth was dumb enough to kidnap the Lu family's young master? Xingchen finally snapped out of it and blurted, "Who are you?" Furious, the heroine yanked his hair and scolded, "You ungrateful little brat. Can't you even recognize your own mommy?" The moment the word mommy hit his ears, Xingchen's eyes lit up. Looking at this nagging young woman, he suddenly felt as if he really did have a mother. Without thinking, he threw himself at her, clutching her legs. Since this sister is so cute, letting her be my mommy doesn't sound bad at all. Willingly, Xingchen let the heroine take him home. But once inside, he glanced around at the shabby furnishings and muttered to himself, "This place is tiny. It's not even as big as my kitchen back home." The heroine patted his head. "Mommy has to go to work now. You stay here and don't run off, okay?" Xingchen nodded quickly, a warm thought rising in his chest. It feels so good having a mommy. As soon as she stepped out, Xingchen began curiously exploring the place. That's when a photo by the TV caught his eye. Picking it up, he saw it was a picture of the heroine with Dabai. Xingchen froze. This boy looked exactly like him. Just then, the sound of a door opening came from behind. The moment the two little boys locked eyes, they froze, stunned by how identical they looked. Dabai pointed at Xingchen and demanded, "Why do we look exactly the same?" Xingchen frowned in confusion. "Unless we're twins, there's no other way to explain this." Hearing that, Dabai slapped his shoulder and declared, "Then you must be my younger brother." He pulled out a lollipop and introduced himself. "My name is Shi Jingbai. I'm 5 years old. My mommy's name is Shi Chuxia, but I don't have a daddy." Xingchen quickly introduced himself in turn. "Lu Xingchen, 5 years old. My daddy's name is Lu Yan, but I don't have a mommy." One without a father, the other without a mother. The two boys instantly huddled together to plot. Dabai suggested, "Let's each bring home a hair strand and get a DNA test." Xingchen's eyes lit up. "And we can set up daddy and mommy too." At that, they slapped hands together. Deal. At the same time, neither of the clueless adults knew why, but both suddenly felt a chill run down their spines. As dusk settled, Xingchen decided to return to the villa for now. And so, the brothers officially began their secret matchmaking plan. That night, the heroine returned to Lu Yan's villa to retrieve her camera, while Dabai finally cracked the security system around the estate. To reward him, she flicked his forehead playfully before sneaking toward the villa. But the moment she left, Dabai flashed a sly grin that he had already conspired with Xingchen, tipping him off that their mommy would sneak in tonight. Xingchen's plan was simple: get his dad drunk with strong liquor. Watching his son suddenly pour him a drink, Lu Yan was puzzled. But since it was the first time Xingchen had offered, he felt obliged to give the boy some face. Yet after just a sip, the burning liquor nearly choked him. Xingchen quickly put on a pitiful face. "Don't you like it, father?" Not wanting to hurt his son's feelings, Lu Yan raised the glass and downed it in one gulp. Xingchen's eyes lit up with triumph. He urged his father to go rest in the study. Lu Yan assumed his son was being thoughtful, never realizing he was walking straight into a trap. Meanwhile, the heroine slipped through the study window with ease, grinning smugly at her success. Until the door suddenly creaked open and Lu Yan staggered in, drunk and unsteady. The heroine froze on the spot. What were the odds? Lu Yan too was momentarily stunned when his eyes landed on her. He immediately snapped, "How dare you break into my house to steal?" The heroine tried to explain, but the next second, Lu Yan seized her wrist in a firm grip. In a panic, she stomped her high heel into his shin, wrenched her hand free and bolted for the door, throwing him a cheeky face on the way. But when she tried twisting the knob, she realized something was wrong. The door wouldn't budge. Awkwardly, she turned back with a forced smile. Can we just pretend none of this ever happened?" Before she could finish, Lu Yan leaned in close, murmuring, "So this is your little game of playing hard to get?" A lone man and woman inside the room, while outside Xingchen was already daydreaming, "Will I have a little sister soon?" Yet unexpectedly, things inside didn't follow the usual script. Fueled by alcohol, Lu Yan was already warming up to her. But the heroine wasn't thinking that way at all. She only wanted her camera and a quick escape. The more she resisted, the more excited Lu Yan became. He even shoved her down onto the bed, leaving her completely panicked. She blurted out in desperation, "I just came to take back my camera." By now, Lu Yan was well and truly drunk. He'd lost all sense of restraint. At that moment, Shi Chuxia's hand found a stun baton. She jabbed it and knocked Lu Yan out cold. A so-called pop idol who doesn't chase women. More like a dirty old man, Shi Chuxia spat, then began rifling through the study. She searched everywhere, but the camera was nowhere to be found. Not wanting to leave empty-handed, Shi Chuxia pulled out her phone and started snapping photos like crazy, thinking, wait until tomorrow's front page." Outside the villa, Dabai was on a video call with Xingchen. The next second their mommy suddenly appeared on camera. Dabai blinked. What happened? Dad was that quick. Though puzzled, he played along and feigned surprise. Did something happen? Seeing Shi Chuxiao's flushed face, Dabai put two and two together in an instant. He spread his hands and pleaded with mock innocence. Since you're here, why not bring me along and marry into the family? Shi Chuxiao responded with a well-aimed smack, scolding, You ungrateful little brat. Are you hiding something from me? If I find out you've been pulling stunts behind my back, you're dead meat. The next morning, Lu Yan woke with a pounding head from his hangover and immediately barked for two security guards. He handed over Shi Chuxiao's press badge and said coldly, You've got 5 minutes. I want every scrap of information on this woman. Shi Chuxiao, huh? If I catch you again, you're finished. The two boys each brought a strand of their parents' hair to the clinic for testing. Xingchen figured money could fix anything. Without hesitation, he flashed a globally limited edition black gold card that practically blinded the doctors. To his surprise, the doctor refused. Paternity tests require a legal guardian to be present. On hearing this, Xingchen froze on the spot. While he fretted, Dabai stepped in with a plan. He cornered a nurse and showered her with compliments and sticky, over-the-top charm, sending the staff into peals of laughter. Playing the wounded orphan, Dabai stood in front of everyone and poured his heart out. He'd been abandoned as a child. It had been so hard to even find these hair samples. Please, could they help with the test? In Xingchen's worldview, the stunt was ridiculous. But reality slapped him in the face. The moved doctors immediately arranged the test. Xingchen nearly spat out a mouthful of blood in disbelief. Seriously? Dabai grinned proudly and even called him brother. Xingchen bristled with indignation. Wait until the results are in, then everyone will see who's really the younger brother. Elsewhere, Shi Chuxiao was facing her director's sharp criticism. With a cool smile, she slammed the stolen photo of Lu Yan sleeping onto the desk. The ultra-clear close-up shot left them both stunned and daydreaming, only for the credit to be conveniently pinned on the office's little puppy intern. Shi Chuxiao feigned outrage, but inside she was smirking. This hot potato will burn whoever holds it. They have no idea disaster is about to hit, and they're still thinking they've struck gold. Meanwhile, Lu Yan's face darkened when he saw the report. His hands trembled with rage as he sat in silence. He immediately ordered his men to wipe every trace of the news, then outright bought the newspaper company, setting out himself with a sinister grin. The staff inside thought a terrorist attack was happening as a swarm of men in black suits stormed in. Then Lu Yan made his grand, domineering entrance. Shi Chuxiao, meanwhile, stood aside pretending to be uninvolved. After all, someone else had taken the fall for her. Lu Yan ordered the reporter responsible to be beaten mercilessly, and the director was fired on the spot. But even after that, he wasn't done. He declared coldly that there was still one more person to deal with. His words sent the entire office into a panic. Shi Chuxiao seized the chance, slipping quietly toward the exit. Unfortunately, Lu Yan spotted her at once and barked the order, "Seize Shi Chuxiao." Shi Chuxiao's legs gave out and she collapsed to the floor in fear. Better to quit on my own than be at someone else's mercy, she thought, just as she was about to walk away with forced bravado. 3 men suddenly appeared, thrusting legal documents in her face. The list of charges nearly made her cry on the spot. Remembering Dabai waiting at home, she broke down and threw herself at Lu Yan, sobbing, "Daddy, I was wrong. Please forgive me." Lu Yan was completely thrown off. "I don't have such a stupid daughter. Get in here now." Shi Chuxiao's heart sank. Wait, he's not planning to drag me in for a COVID test, is he? This CEO really had bizarre ideas, asking her to take off her clothes without warning. Shi Chuxiao stumbled back several steps, shouting, "Even if you take my body, you'll never have my heart." Lu Yan tilted her chin up with a smirk. "Relax, I'm a gentleman." With a snap of his fingers, 3 maids entered, carrying mysterious items in their hands. The scene terrified Shi Chuxiao so much that she truly felt her life was in danger. She clutched Lu Yan's hand, pleading desperately, "Mr. Lu, I've figured it out. Nothing is more important than life. Do whatever you want with me." Lu Yan froze, then quickly turned his head, blushing. "I'm not interested in you. Hurry up and put it on her." And so Shi Chuxiao was dragged into the room by 3 maids. When she came out, she was like a whole new woman, radiant, stunning, and bashfully alluring. leaving Lu Yan utterly entranced. Shi Chuxiao frowned in confusion, asking what exactly he wanted. It turned out Lu Yan only meant to bring her along to a banquet. "Aren't you good at everything? Go over there and help me block the drinks." At the banquet, the two stood together like a perfect pair, drawing envious stares from the crowd of elites. Lu Yan leaned close and reminded her, "Your main task is to drink in my stead. Do it well and the past will be wiped clean." Shi Chuxiao thought to herself, "What storms haven't I weathered? Back in the day they called me the unbeatable tumbler." She patted her chest confidently. "No problem." But when she saw the endless stream of people crowding around Lu Yan, she froze. Still, to save face, she had no choice but to charge ahead. Half an hour later, the nickname Unbeatable Tumbler proved true. Shi Chuxiao was already completely letting loose, drinking like a pro. Worried she might spill secrets while drunk, Lu Yan quickly pulled her away to head home. Dizzy and reeling, Shi Chuxiao mistook him for some stray pet and went wild on him, giving him no respect at all. The assistant thought Lu Yan would explode in fury. To his shock, the once arrogant, domineering boss instead gently scooped her into his arms. Mistaking him for her son, Shi Chuxiao nestled into his embrace, and even planted a sloppy kiss on him. Helpless, Lu Yan had no choice but to press her down onto the sofa, at a complete loss for what to do. Just then, Dabai called. When Lu Yan answered, he finally realized the Dabai Shi Chuxiao kept mentioning was actually a child. Hearing that his mom was with Lu Yan, Dabai's eyes lit up. He immediately gave out his home address, asking Lu Yan to bring her back. Everything was unfolding according to Dabai's plan. That very day, Lu Yan escorted the drunken Shi Chuxiao home. Excited to finally meet his dad, Dabai put on a mask and rushed outside to greet him. The moment Lu Yan laid eyes on Dabai, a strange sense of warmth welled up inside him. After settling Shi Chuxiao down, he turned his attention to the boy. Dabai introduced himself eagerly. Realizing the boy was the same age as his own son, Lu Yan felt an unexpected fondness. Dabai showered him with compliments, then slyly asked for his phone number. Without hesitation, Lu Yan handed over a personal business card. To show his gratitude, Dabai gifted him a jar of garlic pickled by Shi Chuxiao herself. Though Lu Yan absolutely hated garlic, he forced a polite smile as he accepted it, ruffling Dabai's hair before turning to leave. With reluctance in his eyes, Dabai asked, "Will you come back again?" Lu Yan gave a faint smile and replied, "I will." Watching his dashing face fade into the night, Dabai's resolve only grew stronger. He would make sure his mom and this man ended up together. The next morning, Shi Chuxiao woke to find Dabai had prepared 2-inch love-filled breakfasts. She assumed, a little smugly, that her son was just worried she wouldn't eat enough. But Dabai quickly corrected her. One of them was for the handsome uncle. Shi Chuxiao was baffled. What handsome uncle? Dabai came clean. The uncle was Lu Yan. He insisted she deliver the breakfast to him as thanks for bringing her home the night before. Shi Chuxiao eyed the breakfast suspiciously, sensing something was off. Meanwhile, Dabai transformed into a little devil, sneaking off to call Lu Yan directly. At that moment, Lu Yan was in the middle of scolding his employees during a tense meeting. Suddenly, the ringtone Little Apple blasted through the room, shattering the suffocating atmosphere. Everyone rushed to deny it was theirs. Lu Yan answered, and the moment he heard Dabai's voice, his stern face softened into a smile. Dabai told him, "Xiaoxia specially made breakfast for you." Then slyly added that she was too shy to deliver it herself, so he should come in person. Hearing this, Lu Yan's heart swelled with delight. For the first time in ages, the normally severe man broke into a genuine smile during a meeting. His sudden change of expression left every employee in the room completely dumbfounded. Meanwhile, Shi Chuxiao couldn't shake the chill creeping down her spine. Sure enough, her sworn enemy walked up from behind. Without hesitation, the woman mocked her as lazy and useless. Shi Chuxiao quietly slipped out her phone, recording every word. When the green tea got flustered and tried to strike, Shi Chuxiao sidestepped gracefully, accidentally spilling her coffee. Off balance, the woman fell flat on her face. Humiliated, she immediately tried to play the victim and pin the blame on Shi Chuxiao. The commotion drew the editor-in-chief over. The green tea instantly switched to her pitiful act, clinging to him and begging for justice. Blinded by her looks, the editor lashed out at Shi Chuxiao without even asking what happened. Shi Chuxiao didn't waste words. She simply showed the recording. The green tea panicked but kept pouting, and the editor still demanded Shi Chuxiao apologize on the spot. Fed up with his blatant favoritism, Shi Chuxiao snapped back, "It wasn't my fault. Why should I apologize?" The editor barked, "Shi Chuxiao, do you not want this job anymore?" At that exact moment, Lu Yen strode in, his face stern. "Who doesn't want their job? What's it like having a CO husband obsessed with protecting you?" The moment his woman was slandered, he fired them all without hesitation. He didn't even bother listening to excuses, because he only trusted every word that came from her lips. Faced with her colleague's desperate pleas, Shi Chuxiao generously said, "No need to fire them, just dock a year's salary." Lu Yen casually agreed without hesitation. The onlookers were stunned. They never expected the two to act so close and in sync. Lu Yan's sudden gentleness left Shi Chuxiao bewildered. That wasn't he a cold, domineering CEO yesterday? Why does he look like a tame puppy today? Just as she was praising him for his wisdom and authority, Lu Yen suddenly pinned her against the wall. "I helped you this time, don't you think you should thank me?" Startled, she asked, "What do you want?" Leaning close to her ear, Lu Yen whispered, "What I want is your..." Before he could finish, Shi Chuxiao clutched her chest and stumbled back. "Broad daylight. Don't you dare, I'm not that kind of woman." Tugging at his tie to suppress the heat in his chest, Lu Yen said in frustration, "What are you thinking? I meant the breakfast you made for me." Shi Chuxiao froze, confusion written all over her face. "How does he know I prepared breakfast?" Lu Yen smirked. "I'm starving." Watching her head off to fetch it, he grinned with satisfaction. Dubai was right, she clearly made this for me, just too shy to admit it. When he saw the beautifully prepared meal, Lu Yen grew even more smug. In his mind, there was no doubt, Shi Chuxiao had put real effort into it, which could only mean one thing: she liked him. Shi Chuxiao thought to herself, "You're imagining things. There's no way I'd make him breakfast." Still, she put on a teasing, expectant look. After finishing the meal, Lu Yen insisted she take over making his breakfasts from now on. She tried to play hard to get, but the promise of double pay won her over. As Shi Chuxiao left in high spirits, Lu Yen stared at the boxed lunch in his hand and felt a small ripple of fondness. This woman can be kind of endearing sometimes. The fact they were seen together at the office spread like wildfire. Co-workers shot envious and gossiping looks their way. Soon after, Shi Chuxiao was assigned to interview Mr.Li from He Group. Rumor had it Mr.Li was notorious for his lecherous behavior. Many female employees had been inappropriately touched. Needing money for baby formula, Shi Chuxiao reluctantly took the assignment. Seeing her rush out, Lu Yen learned the interview target and immediately darkened. He ordered his assistant to ready a car and send protection. Upon meeting Shi Chuxiao, Mr. Li leered and began to flatter her, then grabbed her hand and launched into crude pickup lines. Shi Chuxiao pulled her hand back in disgust and resisted hard. Mr.Li ignored her refusals and puckered up to kiss her, leaving her pale and terrified. Suddenly, a beer bottle smashed into the man's head. A furious woman shouted, "Li Lei, how dare you cheat on me? Are you trying to get yourself killed?" His wife wouldn't listen to explanations. She landed a haymaker that had him howling, screaming, "I'll kill you today." Just as Shi Chuxiao thought she'd been saved, the half-collapsed wife pointed at her and screamed, "You seductress! You're the one seducing my husband." Seeing the woman's ferocious expression, Shi Chuxiao waved her hands frantically, thinking, "I'm doomed. There's no clearing my name now." The woman charged at her while the man fanned the flames, claiming Shi Chuxiao had seduced him. The bystanders immediately buzzed with gossip. "Looks like the wife just caught the mistress." Before Shi Chuxiao could even defend herself, the wife spat out insults, pushing her patience past its limit. "I was the one harassed, and now I'm being branded a mistress." Furious, Shi Chuxiao pointed at the man and sneered, "He looks like Pigsy from Journey to the West. Why would I ever go for him?" Hearing her husband insulted as ugly, the wife snapped, raising her hand to slap Shi Chuxiao. At that critical moment, Xiao Lu Yen seized her wrist and asked coldly, "Who exactly were you planning to hit?" The couple froze in shock while the crowd's excitement reached a fever pitch. The wife tried to butter him up and dodge responsibility, but Lu Yan's gaze was ice cold. "I'll ask again, who were you going to hit?" Realizing she was cornered, the wife spun around and smacked her useless husband across the face. "I was going to hit him." Lu Yan then stepped toward Shi Chuxiao, slipping an arm around her waist and declaring with domineering finality, "She's my woman. You dare lay a finger on her. You must have a death wish." The moment those words left his lips, the couple instantly felt disaster looming over their heads. Lu Yan's sudden declaration left Shi Chuxiao's mind buzzing, her thoughts a chaotic mess. The husband and wife dropped to their knees, begging for mercy. Lu Yan coldly laid out two choices. The first was to cripple the man's most uncontrollable part. At those words, the man's body stiffened in terror. Without a shred of hesitation, he chose the second option, agreeing that in their upcoming concert partnership, the Lu Corporation would take an extra 30% profit. The demand hit him hard, but to protect his manhood, he ultimately surrendered. Afterwards, Shi Chuxiao approached Lu Yan to speak. With too many eyes around, he pulled her into a private booth, assuming she was about to thank him with heartfelt words. To his surprise, she simply asked, "Since they gave up 30%, does that mean I get a bonus too?" Lu Yan groaned in exasperation and pushed her back. "What nonsense are you talking about? This has nothing to do with you." Shi Chuxiao retorted, "Maybe not credit, but at least I worked hard. I need money for Formula 2. Besides, you're acting like such a cheapskate." Seeing tension rise, the assistant wisely slipped out to guard the door. Lu Yan's face darkened as he stepped closer. "You think I'm stingy?" In the next instant, he slammed his hand against the wall beside her, tilting her chin upward. His voice dropped low. "Shi Chuxiao, do you take me for a fool?" Shi Chuxiao cried out, trying to break free, but Lu Yan wasn't about to waste such a rare moment alone. In the next second, he forcefully captured her delicate lips. He intended to deepen it into a French kiss, only to have his lips bitten hard by Shi Chuxiao. Seizing the chance, she bolted away, finally escaping the domineering CEO's grasp. Lu Yan wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, curling his lips into a wicked grin. "Little wildcat, you'll never get out of my hands." Meanwhile, Dubai caught sight of his future daddy with another woman through his phone. Following the GPS, he rushed straight to the hotel, determined to ruin Lu Yan's so-called date. Unexpectedly, Lu Yan mistook him for Xingchen. Dubai quickly played along, demanding to know where that woman was, then sternly warning Lu Yan not to go on random dates with women again. Lu Yan frowned in confusion, wondering why his son was suddenly acting so lively, just like Shi Chuxiao herself. Still uneasy, Dubai decided to follow Lu Yan back home to investigate. At the same time, he secretly texted Xingchen, telling him to head over to Mommy's place. To avoid being spotted by the bodyguards at the school gate, Xingchen sneaked out through a dog hole. Before long, he found Shi Chuxiao. Seeing a boy who looked exactly like Dubai call her mom, she didn't think twice and took him home in her arms. Having never felt a mother's love before, Xingchen snuggled into her embrace, reluctant to let go. When Shi Chuxiao returned home, Princess the dog dashed over excitedly. But the moment it saw Xingchen, it skidded to a halt as if thinking, "Wait, who's this?" Watching how unfamiliar they seemed, Shi Chuxiao couldn't help feeling confused. Afraid his identity might be exposed, Xingchen quickly acted friendly and leaned closer to the dog. Once Shi Chuxiao stepped away, he finally relaxed. To win Princess's trust, he pulled a sausage out of his pocket. Princess's eyes lit up instantly, and it leapt into Xingchen's arms, showering him with affection. After dinner, Xingchen suddenly doubled over with stomach pain. Shi Chuxiao panicked and rushed him to the hospital. The doctor reassured her it was nothing serious, just food gone wrong, but Xingchen still lay unconscious all night. The next morning when he woke up, Shi Chuxiao promised to cook some porridge for him at home. Satisfied, Xingchen agreed. Just then the door creaked open and Dubai slipped inside. "Little brother, are you okay?" Xingchen hurled a pillow at him. "You're the little brother." After the bickering and small talk, the twins huddled together again, plotting to push their parents closer. At this point, they knew it was time to let mom and dad discover their existence. Elsewhere, a luxury car pulled up right in front of Shi Chuxiao. The man inside was none other than Lu Yan. Before she could even ask why, he grabbed her hand and pulled her straight into the car. Crossing her arms impatiently, Shi Chuxiao snapped, "Spit it out." Lu Yan shoved a document into her hands. "This is a marriage contract. Sign it if you don't have a problem." When she saw the words marriage contract, Shi Chuxiao froze. "Seriously? That fast?" Reading her hesitation, Lu Yan explained calmly, "The contract lasts 1 year. For that year, you'll be Mrs. Lu. Our private lives won't interfere with each other. After 1 year it ends. Shi Chuxia slammed the table and shot back. I'm not some commodity for your transactions. Why should I sign such an unfair deal? Lu Yen countered coolly, 100,000 yuan per month. And when it ends, 5 million as a settlement. The money-hungry side of Shi Chuxia wavered instantly. Blushing, she muttered. And, if I get taken advantage of during this year? Lu Yan's eyes stayed cold. I'm not interested in you. This marriage is only for my grandfather who doesn't have much time left, but it's just to fulfill his wish. To her surprise, the cold tyrant actually showed a softer side. But the next second his expression hardened again. If you don't sign, you'll get a dismissal letter tomorrow. And trust me, you won't find another job easily. Shi Chuxia gritted her teeth in hatred, but there was nothing she could do. Lu Yen had her completely under his control. With no other choice, she picked up the pen and signed, cursing in her heart. Just wait until I get rich, I'll make you pay. Right then, Lu Yan's phone rang. The hospital informed him that his son had been admitted, and he immediately rushed there with Shi Chuxia. On the way, Shi Chuxia learned it was Lu Yan's son who had fallen ill. Shock spread across her face. She never expected him to have a child. But then she remembered her own Dubai, and suddenly it didn't feel so strange. Lu Yen warned coldly, if Xingchen doesn't like you, it'll come out of your salary. Shi Chuxia grew even more puzzled. Room 666. Wasn't that the exact ward where Dubai had stayed? Could it be that Lu Yan's son was here too? The nurse explained that Xingchen just had a bit of stomach bloating, nothing serious. But that only made Shi Chuxia more confused. Last time, Dubai had been hospitalized for the very same thing in this very room. What was going on? When she walked closer, she froze. The boy in the bed was her son Dubai. Yet Lu Yen called him Xingchen. For a moment, Shi Chuxia felt like she'd stepped into another reality. Suddenly, the word mommy snapped her back to the present. Thinking it must be some surreal dream, she panicked and stumbled back. At that moment, Dubai and Xingchen's faces seemed to overlap in her mind, spinning in circles. She couldn't tell anymore. Who was truly her son? Lu Yen looked at Shi Chuxia with concern, but all she could mutter was that it felt like she was dreaming. Just then, Xingchen introduced himself. When she heard he was also 5 years old, her heart skipped a beat. How could it be such a coincidence? Xingchen then asked her to come home with him. Shi Chuxia waved her hand to refuse, but Lu Yen coldly insisted she had to. Seeing his plan succeed, Xingchen couldn't help but flash a satisfied smile. Once outside, Shi Chuxia quickly called Dubai. She learned his stomachache was gone and he'd already gone home. She whispered that she had just met a boy who looked exactly like him. Dubai chuckled to himself, and at that moment he received a text from Xingchen. Mission accomplished. Mom's coming to my house tonight. Dubai grinned from ear to ear. Living under the same roof, they'll have to fall in love sooner or later. Led away by the little boy, the woman had no idea he was her own flesh and blood. Stepping into the luxurious mansion for the first time, she felt as if her dream of being a rich lady had finally come true. Looking at the child who looked identical to Dubai, doubt began to stir in her heart. Could it be that she had given birth to twins back then? She asked Lu Yen who Xingchen's mother was, but his face darkened and he refused to answer. Watching his figure walk away, Shi Chuxia's heart trembled. Could Lu Yen really be the man from that night? Lu Yen suddenly stopped and said coldly, "Aren't you coming upstairs to sleep yet?" Shi Chuxia stammered, "Where am I supposed to sleep tonight?" He curved his lips into a knowing smirk. "Tonight you'll sleep with me." Shi Chuxia, who valued her innocence, instantly bristled. "What? This place is huge. Don't tell me there's no room for me?" With a frosty face, Lu Yen replied flatly, "None." He ignored her protests and dragged her upstairs by force. Once inside the room, Shi Chuxia asked nervously, "Two people alone in one room. Are you sure you won't lose control?" Cornering her against the wall, Lu Yen tugged at her collar with a mocking grin. "With that flat figure of yours? Not interested." Infuriated, Shi Chuxia was about to argue when her foot caught. With a sharp cry, she fell forward. Smack. She landed on top of him, lips accidentally pressing against his. Lu Yen froze for a beat, then heat surged through him. The next second, he flipped her over and crushed his lips against hers. This taste, why did it feel so familiar? Shi Chuxia broke free in panic, but he pinned her down again. Chu, you call me a beast, but who was the one that pounced on me just now? I tripped. It was an accident, she cried. Lu Yen slowly unbuttoned his shirt, leaning close. An accident? Do you really expect me to believe that? Just as she thought her dignity was about to be ruined, tears welled up and streamed down her face. Her sobs grew louder, echoing in the room. Seeing her cry like a child, Lu Yen sighed helplessly. You're a grown woman, yet still bawling like a kid. Chu crossed her arms over her chest, glaring at him. You want to devour me? You've gone too far. Realizing force wouldn't work, Lu Yen softened his tone, lifting her chin. Relax, I was just trying to scare you. Chu wasn't buying it. She scrambled onto the bed, wrapping herself tightly in the blanket. If you dare bully me again, I'll cry non-stop. Lu Yen pinched her cheek, scolding. A grown woman acting like this. Aren't you ashamed? She shot back. Doesn't matter as long as it works. To guard against this wolf, she drew a literal line down the bed, declaring her territory, and even demanded that he sleep outside. Lu Yen snorted. This is my room. Why should I leave? The two of them, childish as ever, declared that neither would touch the other. The next morning, after a night of nightmares, Lu Yen jolted awake, thinking it was sleep paralysis, only to find Chu sprawled right on top of him. Fuming, he grabbed her face. Chu, wake up. Half asleep, she cracked one eye open and grumbled, Who's making noise this early? Let me sleep. When she realized it was Lu Yen staring at her, she shrieked and kicked him off the bed. What happened to our deal about the line? Why are you on my side? Lu Yen ground his teeth. Your terrible sleeping posture crushed me all night, and now you dare kick me? Guilty and flustered, Chu pretended not to know, then bolted out of the room without a word. Watching her flee, Lu Yen sighed, regretting ever signing that marriage contract in the first place. Chu picked up Xingchen from school. Since she had plans with her best friend, she brought him along, reminding him, don't talk nonsense later. Xingchen thought to himself, if mom says that, then my brother will definitely be there. I'll have to pretend not to know Dubai. At the bar, Chu chatted happily with her friend, who mistook Xingchen for Dubai. Just then Dubai walked in, her friend nearly spat out her drink. Wait, two Diabais. What's going on here? Chu quickly introduced them, but the boys only exchanged awkward glances. Suspicious, she asked, do you two know each other? In perfect sync, both replied, no. To keep suspicions away, Dubai wrapped an arm around Xingchen and said warmly, I'm Dubai. Let's hang out together from now on. Xingchen nearly rolled his eyes, but the act worked. Once they slipped away from Chu and her friend, the two brothers immediately began plotting their next move. Meanwhile, Chu's friend assumed Xingchen was her secret love child. When she learned he was actually Lu Yan's son, she was stunned. No way. That's too much of a coincidence. Chu then revealed that years ago, when her mother was gravely ill and needed money, she had no choice but to become a surrogate. Now she suspected that the man from back then was none other than Lu Yan, and that Dubai was also her biological son. Chu decided to go through with a DNA test. She thought to herself, if Dubai really is Lu Yan's biological son, then I'll have to hide him. With my current financial situation, I'll never win custody against Lu Yan. Just outside, the two boys overheard her words. Dubai looked troubled, patting Xingchen on the shoulder. Mom doesn't seem to want me to acknowledge Dad that she's even thinking of running away with me. What should we do? Xingchen remained calm, analyzing the situation. Relax. Dad and Mom signed an agreement. She can't run for at least a year. Dubai's eyes lit up with hope. Then no matter what, I'll make sure they fall in love within this year. Xingchen smirked confidently. I never play a game I can't win. Dubai slumped to the floor in frustration. Then what's your brilliant idea? Xingchen's eyes gleamed with mischief. Simple. We create chances for them, to give us a little sister. Fired up, Dubai clenched his fist in agreement. The two brothers regained their confidence, plotting their next move. Just then the door creaked open. Chu stepped in. What are you two up to? Dubai nearly blurted something out, but Xingchen quickly cut him off. We're just playing, Mom. Chu gave them a suspicious look, then said, Your dad won't be home tonight. I'll take you both back with me. You two can share a bed. Watching the boys getting along so well, Chu felt a rare warmth in her heart. But deep down, confusion gnawed at her. Back then, the doctor clearly said she only carried one child, so why were there two identical boys standing before her now? A sudden knock came at the door. When Shi Chuxia opened it, she was stunned to see Lu Yan standing there. Her heart skipped a beat. Why is he here so late? He must be up to something. Which room is Xingchen in? I want to check on him, Lu Yan said. Panic shot through Shi Chuxia. Xingchen was sharing a room with Dabai. If he sees them together, everything will be exposed. Dabai quickly lied. Xingchen's already asleep. Lu Yan brushed past her protests. Don't worry, I won't wake him. Realizing disaster was imminent, Shi Chuxia resorted to her last trick. She suddenly grabbed her foot and winced in pain. What's wrong? Lu Yan asked. She muttered, my leg hurts. Carry me. Without hesitation, he scooped her up. Did you bump it earlier? He didn't even flinch at the thought of smelly feet, holding her ankle and carefully examining it. The air grew tense and quiet. Flustered, Shi Chuxia blurted, it's just an internal injury. Lu Yan gave a squeeze anyway, and she screamed so loudly the two boys inside heard every word. Panicking, the brothers quickly played rock paper scissors to decide who would hide in the closet. Lu Yan insisted, I'll just take one look at Xingchen, then we'll go to the hospital. As he pushed the door open, Dabai appeared in pajamas, feigning drowsiness. A rare tenderness softened Lu Yan's face. He gently tucked Dabai back into bed, his expression full of fatherly affection. Shi Chuxia finally let out a breath of relief. Thank goodness the secret wasn't exposed. Meanwhile, Dabai's heart swelled with joy. For the first time, he felt the warmth of a father's love. With nothing out of the ordinary discovered, Shi Chuxia relaxed completely. Even her so-called injured leg seemed to have miraculously healed. Right after that, Lu Yan casually took off his jacket in front of Shi Chuxia. Startled, she blurted, why are you taking off your clothes? Slowly pulling off his tie, he looked straight at her. Since you're fine now, shouldn't we go to sleep? Shi Chuxia cursed inwardly. Knew it, this guy's up to no good. She crossed her arms over her chest. This is my turf. Don't you dare. Lu Yan stayed calm. Relax. Just sleeping. I'll keep my hands and feet to myself. Trying to chase him off, Shi Chuxia argued. My bed's too small. Two people won't fit. I'm not used to it. Lu Yan only shrugged. Then get used to it. Sleep together a few more times and you will. Shi Chuxia had never seen anyone act like a rogue with such shameless confidence. Outside the door, the boys were eavesdropping. Dabai whispered excitedly, see that? Little Summer's about to sleep with our future daddy. Xingchen punched him on the head. You're the little brother. Keep your voice down or dad will catch us. Dabai ignored the warning and even planned to sneak a peek at them in bed. Shi Chuxia's mind was racing. Lu Yan's a ticking time bomb. If he ever sees Dabai, it's all over. She forced a smile and said, Mr. Lu, maybe you should take a shower and then head home? Lu Yan had no idea what game this woman was playing. Just then, Shi Chuxia banged on the bathroom door. It suddenly swung open and she lost her balance, stumbling straight into Lu Yan's chest. He smirked. I just went for a shower and you're already throwing yourself at me? Terrified, Shi Chuxia backed away several steps and stammered, it was an accident. Lu Yan grabbed her wrist and shoved her into the corner, murmuring, weren't you the one loitering by the bathroom door? If you're this forward, I won't hold back. Shi Chuxia warned sharply, don't you dare. Lu Yan wasn't letting go. He thought to himself that he never lets a catch slip away. At that moment there was a noise outside the door. Dabai had been hiding there and, being tugged by Xingchen as they tried to sneak back, accidentally slammed the door open. Both boys cried out, and the sharp-eyed Lu Yan immediately sensed something was off. Shi Chuxia also realized she had almost let something slip. Dabai quickly improvised, saying he'd entered the wrong room. Lu Yan intended to walk him back, but Shi Chuxia stopped him, so he let it go. Xingchen, hiding outside, covered his face. He couldn't bear to watch. Why are you two acting so weird? Shi Chuxia hurriedly went along with the cover-up. Dabai, thinking he could handle returning alone, agreed. Just as Lu Yan moved to call the boy back, Shi Chuxia locked the door, tugged Lu Yan's hand and coaxed, the kids are old enough. Don't be shy. Aren't you the one who wanted to sleep? Come on, let's sleep. Lu Yan asked coldly, are you hiding something from me? Shi Chuxia waved him off defiantly. I won't admit to anything. If I were hiding something, you'd be the one in trouble. The two boys naively believed that if their parents slept together, a baby would appear. Dabai even asked excitedly, so when will my baby sister be born? Xingchen replied seriously, maybe we'll even get twins. Shi Chuxia's face turned bright red. She had no idea how to explain, while the brothers were already bickering over their imaginary sister. Shi Chuxia marched over and knocked each of them on the head. I haven't even settled accounts with you two for last night. Forget about a baby sister, and stop talking nonsense from now on. The boys pouted and reluctantly admitted their mistake. Once she left, however, they huddled together again, plotting their mom's baby plan. Shi Chuxia couldn't focus at work, her mind full of how to keep Lu Yan from discovering Debai's identity. Just then her phone rang. It was Lu Yan, ordering her to pick up Xingchen from school at 5. Shi Chuxia snapped back. What's our relationship supposed to be? You keep bossing me around. I'm not doing it. A nosy coworker, the office green tea type, overheard her and shouted toward the editor-in-chief's office. Chief Wang, I'm reporting Shi Chuxia for making personal calls during work hours. Shi Chuxia froze, still holding her phone as the coworker pointed at her smugly and sneered, You're done for. Chief Wang exploded at her. Who allowed you to make phone calls during work hours? Shi Chuxia tried to explain, but her green tea coworker cut in, sneering, she must be flirting with some sugar daddy. She kept slandering Shi Chuxia right in front of the editor-in-chief. Shi Chuxia smirked inwardly. You're digging your own grave. That she'd forgotten the call with Lu Yan was still connected, and Chief Wang even threatened to dock her entire month's bonus. Just then Lu Yan's cold voice came through the speaker. Give the phone to Wang Cheng. Shi Chuxia hurried to stop the chief from hanging up. Annoyed, Chief Wang grabbed the phone, only to nearly wet himself when he realized the man on the line was Lu Yan. Meanwhile, the green tea coworker kept mocking Shi Chuxia, even threatening to teach her a lesson, completely unaware of the storm about to hit. The next second, Chief Wang shoved her aside, his face flipping faster than a page, bowing and scraping as he flattered Shi Chuxia. Still unwilling to back down, the coworker kept shouting. Chief Wang pointed straight at her and barked, If you don't want this job, get out. That voice on the line belongs to President Lu of the Lu Group. The coworker went pale with fear, yet stubbornly refused to believe that a man of Lu Yan's status would ever take an interest in Shi Chuxia. Shi Chuxia shot back coldly, whether he likes me or not is none of your business. All I know is someone just called Mr. greasy old man on the phone. That was when the green tea coworker finally realized she was completely doomed. Lu Yan stepping in to defend Shi Chuxia again and again only made her more furious. Late at night, spotting Shi Chuxia working overtime alone, she thought, now's my chance for payback. She locked the office door from the outside and even cut the power. Unfortunately, Shi Chuxia had left her phone in the break room. When she rushed to open the door, she found it wouldn't budge. Suddenly, she slipped and fell hard on the floor. Bad luck just wouldn't let up. She cried for help, but no one answered. Meanwhile, Lu Yan was on his way back to the villa when he got a call from Debai. The boy's voice was anxious. Daddy, Mommy still isn't home. Alarm bells rang in Lu Yan's mind. I'll call you back once I find her, he said, then ordered his driver to turn the car around. He was sure Shi Chuxia was still at the office. Back inside, Shi Chuxia curled up in a corner, shivering from the cold, barely able to hang on. When she heard noises outside, she tried to scream, but no sound came out. Lu Yan seemed to catch a faint cry, but his footsteps moved further away, leaving Shi Chuxia panicked and desperate. The assistant muttered, Miss Shi probably isn't here. But Lu Yan stood firm. He was certain she was inside. Suddenly, a sharp crack echoed inside the office, startling both men. The assistant tried the doorknob and realized it had been locked from the outside. Without hesitation, Lu Yan raised his leg and kicked the door open with a bang. What met his eyes was Shi Chuxia collapsed on the floor, unconscious. His chest tightened. He crouched down, patting her face. Don't fall asleep. Shi Chuxia's lashes trembled as she slowly opened her eyes, shivering from the cold. When she saw Lu Yan's face, she thought she was hallucinating. Don't talk, Lu Yan ordered firmly. He draped his coat over her shoulders, then scooped her into his arms and rushed to the hospital. The doctor reassured him it was nothing serious. Just exhaustion, a bit of warmth and rest would do. The assistant muttered that someone must have set her up. Lu Yan's eyes darkened as he commanded, check the cameras. Find out who did this. His expression softened as he brushed his hand over her forehead, a rare tenderness flickering in his gaze. Just then his phone rang again. He answered, telling Debai, I found your mom. The boy finally relaxed and pleaded, "Daddy, please take good care of Mommy." Lu Yen chuckled faintly, replying in a low voice, "Aren't you afraid I might do something bad?" Dabai secretly snickered to himself. Fine, let him do bad things every day, then I'll finally get a little sister. With a straight face he even added, "Mommy looks very safe." Lu Yen was dumbfounded. Was this brat calling his mom unattractive? Leaning closer to Shi Chusha's face he muttered, "Not pretty. I think she looks just fine." Shi Chusha had fainted after being trapped in the office, but luckily Lu Yen got there in time. Half conscious, she slowly opened her eyes, vaguely remembering someone had saved her. Just then Lu Yen walked in carrying breakfast. Gone was his usual icy aura. He gently brushed her forehead. "Your fever's gone. You're looking much better." Shi Chusha blushed and asked shyly, "Why are you here?" With a smug grin Lu Yen replied, "Because I'm your savior." Shi Chusha's eyes widened. "You? No way." He tilted her chin, teasing, "Who else would it be?" Outwardly Shi Chusha thanked him, but inside she panicked. This guy is definitely scheming again. Sure enough, his voice turned playful. "Shouldn't you repay your savior with yourself?" Shi Chusha instantly crossed her arms over her chest, glaring at him. "I knew it. You're just after my body." Lu Yen scoffed, feigning indifference. "With that plain figure of yours, even if you stripped and stood in front of me, I wouldn't feel a thing." Shi Chusha fumed and landed a playful punch on his chest. "Do you even know how to talk? This is called curvy, okay?" Lu Yen smirked, lips curling into a sly grin. "Looks to me like you're the one throwing yourself into my arms." Shi Chusha turned her head away in a haughty pout, refusing to look at him. After their playful bickering, Lu Yan's tone turned cold. "Last night's incident, being locked in, someone did that on purpose." Shi Chusha's face darkened. "What? Someone actually tried to hurt me? Who was it?" "Once we're back at the company," Lu Yen said calmly, "the truth will come out." At the office, everyone was buzzing with concern about Shi Chusha's absence. Meanwhile, the green tea schemer Jin Yao wore a smug, gloating smile. Suddenly, 3 men in black stormed in. "Grab Jin Yao, don't let her escape." Her colleagues stared in shock, baffled by what was happening. Jin Yao, refusing to back down, shouted, "Why are you arresting me? On what grounds?" Just then Lu Yen walked in with Shi Chusha at his side. Seeing them, Jin Yao's face drained of color. Shi Chusha's heart sank. Could it really have been Jin Yao who trapped her last night? Lu Yen shot her a pointed look as if telling her, "It's your call now." Anger surged in Shi Chusha's chest. She never thought this woman would stoop so low. Desperate and cornered, Jin Yao still tried to talk her way out, scrambling to clear her name. Lu Yen, seeing her still refusing to admit guilt, ordered his men to expose her crimes. When photos of her dirty deeds were shown, she was left speechless. Her colleagues glared at her with disgust. Shi Chusha couldn't hold back her anger. "You went that far behind my back. That's too much." Jin Yao finally dropped the act, sneering, "I've hated you from the start. If it weren't for Mr.Lu protecting you, you'd have been kicked out long ago." Shi Chusha rolled up her sleeves, ready to fight, but Lu Yen stopped her with a cold voice. "Don't waste your breath on trash like this." Tears streamed down Jin Yao's face as she cried out, "Mr. Lu, am I really so much worse than Shi Chusha? Why do you always shield her?" Lu Yen looked at her with utter disdain. "Who do you think you are? You're not even worthy of being compared to her." With that, he ordered his men to drag her out. Gratitude welled up in Shi Chusha's heart, but Lu Yen wasn't about to let her off easy. A simple thank you wasn't enough. Nervous, she asked what he wanted, his lips curled into a sly smile. "Come on, I'm taking you somewhere." Shi Chusha's mind raced. This can't be good. When the car pulled up to the Lu family's ancestral estate, she finally realized he was taking her to meet the family. The grandeur and extravagance completely shattered her idea of what wealthy meant. They had only been in a contract marriage for a short time, and now she was meeting the elders. Anxiety gnawed at her chest. Lu Yen, calm as ever, reassured her. "Relax, just focus on keeping Grandpa happy." The moment they stepped into the room, Shi Chusha froze. Lying in the bed was an elderly man, frail but dignified. The grandfather. Lu Yen drew Shi Chusha close and spoke to the old man with deference. "Grandpa, I've brought Xia to see you." He gently rested Shi Chusha's head against his chest and added softly, "Don't worry, we're very devoted to each other." The grandfather gave a rare, tired smile. From now on, take care of Lu Yan and Xingchen. Both father and son will rely on you, he instructed. Shi Chuxiao clasped the old man's hand and promised she would do her best. But inwardly she worried. How on earth do you handle a man like Lu Yan? The grandfather, moved to tears, whispered, "With you here I can die in peace." But moments later he began coughing deeply. His face flagged and Shi Chuxiao stood there, stunned and unsure what to do. Lu Yan immediately called for a doctor. After a quick assessment, the physician said solemnly, "Please wait outside. The old man needs urgent treatment." Lu Yan's expression went stone cold as he asked how much time the grandfather had left. The doctor shook his head helplessly. At most 6 months. Shi Chuxiao could tell his feelings for his grandfather ran deep. Otherwise he wouldn't have agreed to a marriage contract just to make the old man happy. At that moment, a woman walked over with a smile, repeatedly cooing, "Xiao Yan." Lu Yan ignored her and pulled Shi Chuxiao along. The woman reached out, pretending to be concerned and urging him to stay for a meal, but Lu Yan shrugged her hand off coldly. "Get away from me." She collapsed to the floor like an actress taking a cue, playing the victim, and cried, "Ah Yan, how could you push me?" Shi Chuxiao thought to herself that the woman belonged on stage. Lu Yan hadn't even touched her. Lu Yan's father snapped, "You push your mother in front of me. Do you have any respect for me as your father?" Lu Yan answered without mercy, "My mom's been dead for a long time. As for you, Lu Xiaocheng, you're not fit to be my father." The family clash left Shi Chuxiao dumbfounded. Bai Lian, the stepmother, pleaded meekly before her husband, but inwardly she was plotting. She seethed, "This brat dares insult me, I'll make him pay." The argument escalated and Bai Lian suddenly lunged at her son. Shi Chuxiao reacted quickly, grabbing a pot of cactus as a weapon. With a sharp smack, Lu's father howled in pain as the spines pierced him. He still pointed at Shi Chuxiao and shouted, "Don't even think about joining the Lu family. Lu Yan, don't forget. Our family has a marriage pact with the Tang family. Your fiancé is Tang Xiu, not some nobody like her." Lu Yan didn't even bother with his words, but Shi Chuxiao felt the sting. That old man was way too harsh. And as for Tang Xiu, why was she so quiet about all this? Lu's father thumped his chest, swearing he would break them apart. Lu Yan ignored him, taking Shi Chuxiao away. "I make my own decisions. You have no right to interfere." Lu Xiaocheng gnashed his teeth in fury, while Bai Lian, the stepmother, fanned the flames at his side. She had clawed her way into this position and secretly vowed to eliminate Lu Yan to seize the family fortune for herself. Seeing how hostile their family ties were, Shi Chuxiao wanted to sneak away, but Lu Yan caught her and shoved her straight into the car. "You're coming with me." Shi Chuxiao's heart sank, sensing trouble ahead. Brooding, Lu Yan uncorked bottle after bottle of expensive liquor, leaving her wondering if he'd lost his mind drinking like that. Shi Chuxiao secretly called Lu Yan's assistant, who warned her not to let him drink too much. The consequences would be serious. Yet in just a short while, Lu Yan had already downed several bottles. Before hanging up, the assistant urged her to protect herself. Hearing this, Shi Chuxiao looked utterly unwilling. Suddenly, reeking of alcohol, Lu Yan seized her hand again. Nervously, Shi Chuxiao turned her head and insisted on taking him home. Lu Yan leaned closer with a predatory look. "I'm going to your place." Shi Chuxiao shook her head frantically, refusing at all costs. Last time she had nearly lost everything. He slammed her against the wall, growling, "You dare refuse me? No one says no to me since you won't agree." Shi Chuxiao crossed her arms tightly in front of her chest, about to speak. But Lu Yan silenced her with a domineering kiss on her soft lips. He even smirked. "How does that feel?" Acting smug after taking advantage, he left Shi Chuxiao fuming. "Feel your head, you jerk." She cursed inwardly. Shi Chuxiao struggled desperately but couldn't break free. To protect herself, she finally dragged the drunken Lu Yan back to her home. But the moment she opened the door, Dabai jumped out. "Oh no, isn't this the future daddy?" Panic struck. Dabai wasn't even wearing his mask today. If Lu Yan saw him, it would be game over. The two locked eyes for a few seconds. Lu Yan frowned. "Why do you have a flower vase at the door?" Shi Chuxiao and Dabai froze in shock. Lu Yan reached out again, but Shi Chuxiao reacted quickly, blocking him. "Weren't we going into the room? Stop worrying about other things." Lu Yan paused for a moment, then decided the main business came first. Shi Chuxiao quickly gestured for Dabai to hide. Dabai's eyes lit up. "Daddy's drunk." Then maybe it's time for me to get a little sister. With a devilish grin, he immediately ran off to tip off Xingqian. Xingqian was certain their parents wouldn't act so easily, but Dabai boasted he'd prove him wrong. When he saw mom and dad enter the room, he secretly locked the door from the outside. As soon as Lu Yan stepped into the room, he started stripping off his clothes. Shi Chuxiao froze in panic. "Why are you taking your clothes off?" Lu Yan smirked. "You dragged me in here in such a hurry, and you're asking why I'm undressing?" He moved in closer, but Shi Chuxiao shoved him back. "Stay away from me. You're drunk and not thinking clearly. I'll get you some water. Calm down." She thought if she could just slip out and lock the door behind her, she'd be safe. But to her horror, the same old scene repeated itself. The door was locked tight. Just as she was about to call out Dabai's name, Lu Yan seized her hand and pinned her against the wall. Shi Chuxiao never imagined he'd turn into this kind of person when drunk. She scrambled to put some distance between them and suggested nervously, "How about we watch some TV first, ease the mood a little?" Outside the door, Dabai heard mommy wanting to watch TV. He muttered to himself, "No way, I'll cut the power and shut it off." Inside, Shi Chuxiao eagerly recommended shows to Lu Yan, but the TV went black the second she turned it on. She tried switching to gossip instead, only to find even the signal cut. All of this was Dabai's sabotage. With everything working in his favor, the domineering Xiao pounced on her again. "Since there's nothing else to watch, let's get down to business." Helpless, Shi Chuxiao blurted, "Without music, it just doesn't feel right." Suddenly, elegant piano music floated in from outside. Her heart sank. "Oh no, am I really going to lose everything tonight?" Facing a drunken Lu Yan, Shi Chuxiao had nowhere to run. He pinned her down hard, pressing another domineering kiss against her soft lips. But then, Dabai's lullaby cut through the heated moment. Groggy from the tune, Lu Yan soon drifted off and fell asleep. Shi Chuxiao let out a silent sigh of relief. She'd dodged disaster. She quickly seized the chance, urging Dabai to unlock the door. Outside, Dabai was bragging over the phone to Xingqian, "The little sister is secured." Xingqian, shocked, demanded to know what he'd done. Dabai puffed up with pride, recounting every step of his plan. Suddenly, mommy's angry voice shouted his name from inside the room. Xingqian froze. "She's mad." Dabai panicked, hung up at once, and dared not say another word. Dabai pressed up against the door, calling out in a childish voice, "Mommy, did you and Daddy make me a baby sister yet?" Shi Chuxiao was dumbfounded. "What baby sister?" She shouted back, "Open the door right now." Realizing his plan hadn't fully worked, Dabai decided fine, he'd just let Mommy and Daddy spend the whole night together. Shi Chuxiao never imagined Dabai would even set up his own mom. Resigned, she thought, "Looks like I'll have to put up with Lu Yan for the night. He's drunk anyway. Maybe he won't try anything." But the moment she lay down, Lu Yan wrapped his arms around her in a tight hold she couldn't break free from. Furious, she swore to herself, "Tomorrow I'm going to smash both your heads, yours and Dabai's." Meanwhile, Dabai drifted off to sleep happily, dreaming about getting a little sister soon. The next morning, Shi Chuxiao was out cold, sleeping like a log. When she opened her eyes, Lu Yan was staring at her with a resentful look. Startled, she shot upright. "Why am I in your room?" Lu Yan demanded. That question instantly set Shi Chuxiao off. "You've got the nerve to ask. You were drunk last night, clinging to me, insisting on coming to my house, and trying to do things that weren't child-friendly. You hugged me like an octopus and wouldn't let go." Lu Yan scoffed. "Me clinging to you? Me insisting on coming here? You must be dreaming." Shi Chuxiao exploded. "I've seen shameless people before, but never this shameless. You strip down and then deny it all." Her head throbbed with anger. Lu Yan only looked more smug, acting as if he'd gotten away with everything, and even hinted he might have seen Xingqian in the house. Shi Chuxiao's heart skipped a beat. She rushed to explain, "You were drunk last night. Your eyes were playing tricks on you." Just as Shi Chuxiao opened the door to head to work, a sudden thump caught Lu Yan's attention. She quickly explained, "Probably just a mouse making noise." Rushing into the hall, she spotted Dabai packing up breakfast. Before Dabai could say a word, Shi Chuxiao cut him off nervously. "Shi Jingbai, Lu Yan hasn't left yet. Why are you out here?" Dabai pouted, "I thought Daddy was already gone." Suddenly, Lu Yan appeared right behind her. Terrified, Shi Chuxiao hugged him tight and whispered frantically, "Dabai, quick, hide under the table." Lu Yan caught a trace of suspicion. What are you doing? Who are you talking to? Shi Chuxiao forced a smile. Me? Oh, I was just talking to myself. He eyed her bent posture over the table and teased, Did you throw out your back or something? Shi Chuxiao cursed inwardly. This wasn't going to hold. She hurriedly urged him to leave for work. But just as he was about to go, Lu Yan noticed the breakfast on the table. Who made this? Shi Chuxiao's mind went blank. She couldn't keep covering. At that critical moment, Xingchen walked in and said calmly, I made it. Lu Yan narrowed his eyes. Why are you here? Xingchen stammered. I was worried about you, so I came over early. Lu Yan pressed further. And since when did you know how to cook? Xingchen turned his head away with a huff. I've got unlimited potential. Lu Yan demanded that Xingchen cook a meal at home as well, and Xingchen could only agree through gritted teeth. Lu Yan then announced he would take them skiing in a few days. When Shi Chuxiao tried to refuse, he cut her off bluntly. I've already decided that I'm just informing you. After leaving, Lu Yan smirked to himself that he hadn't exposed Shi Chuxiao's secret on purpose. He was waiting for her to slip up so he could settle the score later. The moment he was gone, Shi Chuxiao yanked Dabai by the ear and scolded, You dared to trap mommy last night? She then delivered a so-called love punch straight to his forehead. Good thing Xingchen was around or you'd both be locked in the little black room, she fumed. Later, Xingchen teased Dabai, Everything has a method, you dummy. Dabai snapped back, Then what's your trick for skiing? Xingchen grinned confidently. If I succeed, you'll have to call me Big Brother. Dabai bristled. No way, you're the little brother. Xingchen calmly countered. A big brother should be mature, responsible, and able to ease family conflicts. That day, Lu Yan took his sons and Shi Chuxiao skiing. Having never tried it before, Shi Chuxiao was completely lost. Xingchen, hoping to warm things up between them, slipped away to ski on his own. Lu Yan stepped in as her instructor. Left foot first. Keep your balance. He called out commands by her side while Shi Chuxiao wobbled nervously, reassuring herself. Skiing can't be that hard, right? Shi Chuxiao tried to test the move carefully, but her foot slipped and she fell flat on her back as Lu Yan stepped aside. Furious, she shouted, Why didn't you hold me? Lu Yan replied calmly, If you don't fall a few times, how will you ever learn? The more she thought about it, the angrier she got. Tossing aside her ski pole, she huffed, I quit. With a proud pout, she turned and stomped off. But her feet slipped again. Crap, I forgot to take off the gear first. Lu Yan lunged forward, catching her in his arms. You fool, can't ski and still wandering around? Shi Chuxiao was about to curse him again when Lu Yan's hand gently cupped her cheek. The sudden intimacy filled the air. Just then a sweet voice called out, Ah Yan. A woman walked toward them, the very one once rumored to be Lu Yan's girlfriend. With such a familiar tone, what exactly was her relationship with him? The green tea schemer Tang Xiu sneered at Shi Chuxiao. Isn't this the paparazzi from back then? How did she sneak in here? Shi Chuxiao fired back. How I got in is none of your business. As Tang Xiu pressed harder, Lu Yan cut her off. I brought her in. Tang Xiu froze in disbelief, watching the man she loved hold Shi Chuxiao by the shoulder. Just then, Xingchen ran over excitedly. Daddy, mommy, let's ski together. Tang Xiu, the green tea schemer, assumed the mommy Xingchen mentioned was her. Grinning ear to ear, she spread her arms wide, ready for his hug. But Xingchen brushed right past her and dove straight into Shi Chuxiao's embrace, leaving Tang Xiu looking like a complete fool. She snapped, Ah Yan, how can you let Xingchen casually call another woman mommy? People will think you two have something going on. A woman of unknown background like her will corrupt him. Seeing his mother insulted, Xingchen spread his arms and stood protectively in front of Shi Chuxiao. I won't let you talk about my mom like that. The move slapped Tang Xiu in the face. Shi Chuxiao shot back coldly. What right do you even have to speak here? Do you really think you're MRS.lu? Desperate, Tang Xiu turned to Lu Yan for support, but he shook off her hand and said flatly, You really have no standing to say that. Shi Chuxiao is Xingchen's mother right now. You're just an outsider overstepping. His words left Tang Xiu frozen in shock, her heart shattering to pieces. She clenched her teeth, hatred burning inside, and vowed to drive Shi Chuxiao away. Soon after, Tang Xiu approached a staff member at the ski resort, offering 100,000 yuan to teach Shi Chuxiao a lesson. Tempted by the money, the woman agreed. Meanwhile, Shi Chuxiao was blissfully unaware. even thinking to herself that next time she should bring Dabai along for the experience. A staff member approached. "Excuse me, are you Miss Shi Chuxiao? Your son needs you. Let me take you to him." Shi Chuxiao frowned in confusion. "My son is Xingchen. Unless Dabai snuck over here?" The woman led her down a path, but Shi Chuxiao soon sensed something was wrong. The place was deserted. "Where are you taking me?" she demanded. The woman answered only with a sly grin. Shi Chuxiao instantly realized Tang Xiu must be behind this. She tried to escape, but it was too late. The woman jabbed a metal rod into the ice, cracking the surface beneath her. Shi Chuxiao slipped, her body losing balance. At the last moment she clutched a rock, shouting, "Are you insane? A fall here means crippling injury or death. You're trying to kill me." The woman sneered down at her. "Don't blame me. Blame yourself for crossing the wrong person." Just then Xingchen appeared. "What are you doing?" he shouted. Panicked, the woman fled in haste. Shi Chuxiao was drained of strength. Xingchen, face full of worry, tried to pull her up. Shi Chuxiao urged, "Go get daddy. The snow could collapse any second." But Xingchen refused to let go. Suddenly, the rock crumbled and Xingchen plunged down as well. Shi Chuxiao instantly wrapped him tightly in her arms. They tumbled together into a deep pit, the bottom freezing cold. Worse still, Shi Chuxiao's leg snapped, fractured from the fall. Seeing Xingchen shivering, Shi Chuxiao decisively took off her coat and wrapped it around him. Huddling close, mother and son clung to each other for warmth. Xingchen felt the comfort of his mother's embrace. From above, Lu Yan's frantic shouts echoed down, filling them with hope. Lu Yan arrived just in time, rescuing Shi Chuxiao and Xingchen from danger. The close skin-to-skin contact left Shi Chuxiao blushing. For survival's sake, hugging him was unavoidable. Thankfully, no one panicked. With everyone's combined effort, they finally made it back to solid ground. Lu Yan immediately confronted the resort management, his voice icy. "You have 10 minutes to give me the full story." In front of the crowd, he strode straight to Shi Chuxiao and, without a word, scooped her into his arms. "Your foot's injured, don't move." Flustered, Shi Chuxiao protested, "Everyone's watching. Put me down." But the more she resisted, the tighter he held her, glaring at the crowd. Did anyone see anything? Terrified, the onlookers all shook their heads, swearing they hadn't seen a thing. Once home, Lu Yan ordered her to stretch out her leg. Shi Chuxiao wanted to refuse, but his domineering tone left her no choice but to comply. With practiced hands, Lu Yan applied medicine to her wound. Shi Chuxiao, surprised by his gentleness, asked, "Have you done this for another woman before?" "Never," he replied without hesitation. Shi Chuxiao pressed further. "Not even the actress Tang Xiu. You two didn't seem so distant." No sooner had she spoken than Lu Yan pinned Shi Chuxiao beneath him, murmuring, "I'm not the kind of man who fools around, but if I did, I wouldn't be human." His eyes narrowed. "So you don't like Tang Xiu, huh?" Tilting her chin with a teasing finger, he asked, "Does it matter that much to you whether I like her or not?" Shi Chuxiao coughed lightly, feigning indifference. "Even if I'm just a nominal wife, it's still necessary for me to know about my own husband's love life." The word husband set Lu Yan off again. He pushed her down, ready to teach her a lesson. But just then a subordinate barged in. "Mr. Lu, I found out what happened." The air froze instantly. Shi Chuxiao shoved him away, cheeks burning. Lu Yan, visibly annoyed, snapped, "Well, what did you find?" Guiltily, Shi Chuxiao admitted, "I was actually pushed." She had kept silent, thinking the incident was over. With a wave of his hand, Lu Yan ordered several men in black to drag the culprit before them. Shi Chuxiao pointed straight at her. "It was her. She set me up." Lu Yan's gaze turned sharp as a blade. "This is your last chance." The woman stammered, trembling all over. At last, she cracked, confessing that someone had paid her to teach Shi Chuxiao a lesson. Lu Yan pressed her coldly. "Who was it?" Just then Tang Xiu, the green tea schemer, walked over, feigning concern. "What happened here?" Seeing the woman kneeling on the ground, she acted surprised on the surface, but inside she was panicking. If the woman exposed her, she'd be finished. Lu Yan ignored her completely, turning back to the kneeling woman. "Who ordered you?" he demanded. Trembling, the woman stammered, I don't know. She was fully covered, I couldn't see her face." Off to the side, Tang Xiu quietly exhaled in relief. Luckily, she had hidden her identity that day. Lu Yan's expression darkened. If you won't talk, I'll have you charged with attempted murder. Terrified, the woman shouted, I may not know her face, but I know her perfume. She's here right now. Lu Yan's face sank further. Who is it? The question sent Tang Siyu's heart plummeting in dread. The woman suddenly raised her hand and pointed straight at Tang Siyu. It was her. Gasps erupted. No one had expected Tang Siyu to be the mastermind. Confronted by Lu Yan, Tang Siyu flatly denied it, refusing to admit anything. But the woman insisted, it's her. That perfume of hers is unique, I'd never mistake it. Seeing the situation turn against her, Tang Siyu deliberately flashed an old watch on her wrist. The woman stared. It was the same watch belonging to her father. The woman recoiled in fear, suddenly realizing that her family might be dragged into this and face real danger. Tang Siyu stepped forward slowly and hissed, tell the whole story from start to finish, that if one word of this harms my reputation, I won't spare you. The woman watched the watch clatter to the ground and understood the implication. To avoid implicating her family, she scrambled to backtrack and claimed she'd mistaken the perfume. One person ended up taking the fall. Under Tang Siyu's pressure, the culprit refused to name the mastermind. When Lu Yan confronted Tang Siyu, she stubbornly denied hiring anyone and put on an injured air act, accusing Lu Yan of wrongly targeting her. Lu Yan scoffed and flung her hand away. You know whether you hired someone to attack. Don't play dumb. Tang Siyu stammered. What do you mean by that? He gave her no mercy. I don't mean anything subtle. I want the mastermind exposed. Whoever offends the woman I care about will pay badly. The threat left Tang Siyu trembling. She scrambled for an excuse and fled, quietly vowing revenge on Shi Chuxia. She would find a way to ruin her. Lu Yan watched Tang Siyu's retreating figure, thinking darkly. Once I find the evidence, I'll never let her off. Shi Chuxia's cheeks burned red as she tried to pull away. What nonsense were you spouting? Who's your woman? Lu Yan exposed her directly. Weren't you just happy about it? Shi Chuxia clutched her chest, denying it to the end, though inside she was secretly overjoyed. To test her feelings, Lu Yan grabbed her hand with a mischievous grin. So you're really not happy? Shi Chuxia feigned surprise and shoved him back. Wait, you think Tang Siyu did it? Lu Yan's tone was sharp. Anyone with eyes can see it. Ever since you became Mrs. Lu, she's been hostile toward you. Shi Chuxia muttered in realization, so that woman sees me as a rival. Sai Men's looks really are dangerous. The next second, Lu Yan leaned in smugly. What's wrong? Jealous? Shi Chuxia flushed scarlet and huffed. Turn down the charm, will you? Lu Yan pressed closer, his lips near hers, and whispered, Don't worry, I won't let you get hurt again. Oh no, oh no. Gazing at his flawless face, Shi Chuxia's heart pounded wildly. Half resisting, half longing, she braced herself for what came next. But just as the moment was about to escalate, Xingchen barged in. Daddy, Mommy, what are you two doing? Embarrassed, Shi Chuxia shoved Lu Yan away and blurted, We didn't do anything. We were just checking a COVID test. Let's say we're going to rest. The two hurried off, leaving the moment awkwardly closed. The next day at work, Shi Chuxia's team welcomed two high-level supervisors. She was assigned to present the bouquet. Taking the flowers, Shi Chuxia was stunned. I'm a team leader. Making me the ceremonial girl is so awkward that I have actual work to do. The supervisor explained it had been scheduled before she took leave and reminded her, remember to smile. Shi Chuxia nodded reluctantly. Just then a luxury car pulled up, and to her surprise, Tang Siyu stepped out. Shi Chuxia thought, of all places. The supervisor shoved her onto the stage, and Shi Chuxia had no choice but to play along. Tang Siyu seized the moment to sneer, Weren't you so bold yesterday? Now you're the ceremonial girl. Watch how I deal with you. Shi Chuxia recalled the snowfield ambush and had to put on a forced smile, her chest full of hurt and resentment. The moment Tang Siyu recognized Shi Chuxia, she immediately went on the passive-aggressive attack. Well, isn't this Miss Shi? Playing the ceremonial girl now? Smiling on the outside, scheming on the inside. Shi Chuxia forced a smile and thought ruefully, the grind never stops. Smile, keep working, survive. Suddenly Tang Siyu slapped the bouquet out of Shi Chuxia's hands in front of everyone, theatrically covering her nose and snapping, What are your intentions? Don't you know I'm allergic to roses? Someone in the crowd tried to defend Shi Chuxia. Miss Tang, this bouquet was prepared by the company. It couldn't have been sent by her. Tang Siyu cut them off. No. Someone sent these to me and now you're trying to blame the company. With that attitude, you're not fit to be the ceremonial girl. Immediately, Shi Chuxiao became the target of ridicule. Tang's fanbase even started threatening her. Shi Chuxiao could tell it was a deliberate setup. Just as the situation hit a fever pitch, a voice from the crowd asked coolly, "Since when did Miss Tang become allergic to roses?" Heads turned, it was He Luochuan. The fans went wild. Shi Chuxiao hadn't expected him to show up. Tang Xiu froze and stammered, "He, song god, what do you mean by that?" Fans call him He the song god. He Luochuan didn't hold back. "A few days ago I saw someone deliver a huge bouquet of roses to you. You didn't refuse them." The crowd immediately turned on Tang Xiu. The tide of public opinion shifted. Tang stubbornly denied it, trying to play it off. He Luochuan coldly replied, "An employee witnessed it firsthand, and if you won't admit it, I'll have them come forward and confront you." Humiliated and furious, Tang Xiu snapped at He Luochuan, "Song god, mind your own business." He replied coolly, "I'm just standing up for what's right." Her manager quickly stepped in to smooth things over. Realizing her scheme had failed, Tang Xiu ground her teeth and cursed inwardly, "She's lucky today, next time I'll make her pay." Though she dodged a bullet, Shi Chuxiao remained cautious. She knew Tang Xiu wouldn't give up and she had to stay alert. Seeing her frown, He Luochuan suddenly offered her a rose with a smile. "If you don't mind, why not take it?" The unexpected gesture made Shi Chuxiao blush, while the fans watching were green with envy. She hesitated, thinking, "If I accept this rose, the fans will skin me alive." Later, Shi Chuxiao led He Luochuan into the lounge. She was about to leave when he grabbed her and pinned her against the wall. "With such a cute lady here, why would I rest?" To her surprise, He Luochuan seemed genuinely interested, pressing her to take the rose and become his girlfriend. Shi Chuxiao smiled sweetly, then suddenly smacked him on the forehead with her fist. "Seriously? Playing the domineering Xiu? You're giving me goosebumps." But He Luochuan just slipped an arm around her naturally and teased, "Pretty girl, it's been a while. Did you miss me?" Shi Chuxiao shoved him away and rolled her eyes. "I see your face on TV every day. I'm sick of it. Who'd actually miss you?" Turns out they had history. He Luochuan used to be a wandering singer. Now he's a music god while she's still a put-upon office worker. He Luochuan asked how she ended up feuding with Tang Xiu. They really had no obvious ties. Shi Chuxiao hemmed and hawed but then pouted, "Anyway, Tang Xiu always picks on me at the company. You better have my back." He thought for a moment and said, "I'll protect you unless..." Shi Chuxiao blinked. "Unless what?" He leaned in slowly, half teasing, half serious. "Unless you become my girlfriend with a beauty by my side, I'd walk through fire without blinking." Shi Chuxiao slapped him across the face and sneered, "If I said yes, your fangirls would tear me apart first." He Luochuan added, "If you really became my girlfriend, I'd quit the industry tomorrow." The sudden, cheesy confession left her flabbergasted. "You're joking, right? Don't mess with me." He put on a mock-sad face, then ruffled her hair with a grin. "You think I'm kidding? You're short and feisty. Why on earth would I do all that for you?" Shi Chuxiao quickly dodged aside and snapped, "Cut out the personal attacks. And stop joking like that. You really scared me." With that, she waved her hand dismissively and hurried off. Watching her back disappear, He Luochuan's face dimmed. He muttered, "Some jokes are real. When will you ever understand?" Meanwhile, Tang Xiu had been waiting outside for revenge. Seeing Shi Chuxiao without He Luochuan's backing, she immediately started picking at her. An ordinary employee alone with He Luochuan. You know very well what that looks like. Shi Chuxiao patted her chest and said firmly, "He Luochuan is just a friend." But Tang Xiu scoffed at the huge gap in their status. "If there's really nothing going on, why did he help you with the flowers? One moment you've got Lu Yan, the next you're cozy with He Luochuan. Do you think people are blind?" Shi Chuxiao rolled her eyes, refusing to argue. "Go eat more walnuts and fix your brain. I'm not wasting time with you." Tang Xiu, furious, grabbed her hand. "Shi Chuxiao, stop right there. Who told you could walk away? Feeling guilty, aren't you?" Shi Chuxiao yanked her hand free and snapped coldly, "Get lost. Push me again and I don't care if you're a superstar. I'll hit you all the same." Tang Xiu never expected Shi Chuxiao would actually dare to fight back. Shi Chuxiao sneered, "You dared to lay hands on me. Why wouldn't I fight back?" With that ugly face, if your fans saw you now, they'd unfollow you in a heartbeat. Tang Xiu flushed with anger, wanting to argue, but Shi Chuxiao's sharp words left her speechless. Don't forget, Shi Chuxiao pressed. I haven't even settled the score from the ski resort. Did you really think it was over? Tang Xiu swore up and down she wasn't the culprit. Shi Chuxiao snapped. Then you'd better pray every day, because if Lu Yan finds out the truth, you're finished. Running out of words, Tang Xiu dragged Starchin into it. The only reason you're with Lu Yan is because Starchin likes you. Shi Chuxiao didn't even bother replying, she just turned and walked away. Halfway out, she stopped, glanced back, and warned coldly, "Oh, and one more thing. I'm no saint, but I always pay back my debts. Push me too far and your end will be ugly." The sheer dominance in her aura made Tang Xiu shiver. Her assistant rushed over to console her, and for the first time, Tang Xiu realized how terrifying Shi Chuxiao could be. The assistant urged her to let it go, but Tang Xiu gritted her teeth. If I can't get her in the open, then I'll strike in the dark. This afternoon's shoot, I'll make her suffer. Having failed last time, she and her assistant plotted another trap. They secretly turned off the pool's heating, then feigned illness, demanding the company find a stand-in to dive in. Watching her smug, twisted expression, Shi Chuxiao instantly understood. This woman was definitely up to no good. As expected, Tang Xiu deliberately pointed out that Shi Chuxiao's figure was similar to hers, and directly demanded she act as her stand-in. Shi Chuxiao's guard instantly went up. She knew this woman was about to play dirty again. Even when the director pleaded again and again, Shi Chuxiao stood firm. I'm just a reporter, not an actress, that I can't be your stand-in. Tang Xiu put on a fake smile, pretending it was a golden opportunity. Shi Chuxiao shot back without giving her any face. If it's such a great opportunity, then give it to someone else. That I don't need an award-winning actress like you. Shouldn't have her professionalism limited to this, right? That jab made Tang Xiu snap. Sharp tongue, aren't you? Fine, since she refuses, we'll postpone the shoot. Her assistant finally stepped in, using Tang Xiu's fame to pressure the company. The executives, cornered, tried persuading Shi Chuxiao, warning her that otherwise she'd be out of a job. But Shi Chuxiao wasn't buying it. Even if I quit, I won't give in. Pay me what I've earned and I'll walk out right now. Tang Xiu, seeing how unyielding she was, shifted tactics and threatened her colleagues instead. If you won't be my stand-in, today's collaboration is cancelled. You and your assistant can both get lost. That move truly left Shi Chuxiao stuck between a rock and a hard place. She never imagined Tang Xiu would be this ruthless, dragging innocent colleagues down just to force her hand. Seeing her colleagues pleading with pitiful eyes, Shi Chuxiao let out a helpless sigh. She finally said, "Fine, I can go into the water as a stand-in, but this isn't part of my job, unless you pay me an extra 30,000. The words had barely left her lips when Tang Xiu snapped, "Just for being a stand-in? You think you're worth that much? Why don't you just rob a bank?" Shi Chuxiao laid it out cold. "Take it or leave it. That if you don't pay, I won't do it. Worst case, you fire all of us. That there's no such thing as a free lunch. Your little scheme is too obvious." Tang Xiu gritted her teeth in rage, but since she had already spoken, she had no choice but to agree. Shi Chuxiao instantly brightened. Earning 30,000 just by taking a dip in the pool was better than robbing anyone. What she didn't know was that Tang Xiu had already plotted her next move. Beneath her prim and proper facade lurked a venomous heart. To get back at Shi Chuxiao, she feigned illness and insisted Shi Chuxiao do the underwater scene in her place. Shi Chuxiao plunged into the pool, shivering violently from the cold, while everyone else stood by indifferently. Unexpectedly, the footage turned out stunning, drawing rounds of applause. Tang Xiu was consumed with jealousy. Her scheming had backfired and Shi Chuxiao ended up stealing the spotlight. Then Tang Xiu deliberately nitpicked, claiming Shi Chuxiao's earlier take had flaws and demanding a reshoot. "I'm always professional. Every frame must be perfect." Shi Chuxiao knew all too well this woman would never let her off so easily. She sneered back. "Everyone knows actress Tang is famous for her professionalism. Why don't you jump in and demonstrate yourself?" Tang Xiu choked on the retort and instead pressured the director. Helpless, the director urged Shi Chuxiao to redo the scene. Tang Xiu got her way, smiling smugly. "Tang Xiu, what a diva. Forcing someone else into the water." The voice cut in sharply. It was none other than Shi Chuxiao's buddy He Luo Chuan. The person in charge panicked the moment he appeared. Seeing Shi Chuxia shivering in the water, He Luochuan's anger boiled over. Tang Xiu, this kind of unprofessional stunt. I won't stand for it. I'm done with this shoot. He reached out warmly to Shi Chuxia, who quickly wrapped herself in her clothes. Her heart swelled with gratitude. Truly, he was a loyal friend. But Tang Xiu blocked their way, snapping, "What business is this of yours? Don't go too far." He Luochuan shot back without a shred of courtesy. "Too far? You're the one going too far, forcing someone into the freezing water. Step aside." But Tang Xiu refused to back down. Today she was determined to make sure Chuxia suffer. Just then the crowd stirred in excitement. The domineering Xiao Lu Yen had arrived. His brows furrowed as he spotted Shi Chuxia shivering in the freezing water. He was about to step forward to pull her out. But the shameless Tang Xiu threw herself into his arms, acting as if he had come just to watch her film the commercial. Lu Yen shoved her aside without the slightest hesitation. His gaze locked on Shi Chuxia in the pool, his voice sharp. "Shi Chuxia, come here." He reached out, ready to lift her out of the water. But her vision blurred, her strength drained, and she sank beneath the surface. Panic flashed across both Lu Yan's and He Luochuan's faces as they dove into the pool at the same time. Just as He Luochuan reached out to seize her, a stronger hand pulled her into an embrace. First it was Lu Yen who got there ahead of him. He Luochuan froze in shock, never expecting Lu Yen himself to dive in and save Shi Chuxia. He called out, "Mr. Lu, hand Chuxia to me." But Lu Yen refused coldly. That intimate nickname, Chuxia, clearly rubbed him the wrong way. He Luochuan tried to argue further. Lu Yen cut him off coldly. "Do you really want to waste time with me in the water?" Seeing Shi Chuxia unconscious in Lu Yan's arms, He Luochuan finally gave up. As Lu Yen carried her past him, He Luochuan lowered his head in defeat. The onlookers were stunned. No one expected President Lu to dive in personally to save Shi Chuxia. He Luochuan couldn't figure it out. Just what was the relationship between those two? Lu Yen immediately ordered his men to bring a blanket. He gently draped it over Shi Chuxia's shoulders. When she regained consciousness, Shi Chuxia was shocked. This man had actually saved her. Their closeness set off a wave of murmurs among the crowd. Then Lu Yen demanded sharply, "Why was she in the water?" The staff instantly pointed the finger at Tang Xiu, leaving her with no way out. Forcing a smile, Tang Xiu tried to explain herself. "I caught a cold and couldn't get in the pool, so I asked Shi Chuxia to do it for me. But I paid her 30,000 yuan. Lu Yen stared at her with suspicion. To prove her weak constitution, Tang Xiu even brought up the time she had once stayed at his house to recover from an injury. The moment those words left her lips, the crowd buzzed. Clearly, their relationship wasn't ordinary. Shi Chuxia was stunned. She never imagined they had actually lived under the same roof. Lu Yan's expression hardened. "If you're unwell, then don't shoot. Draft a contract and have someone else take your place." Tang Xiu immediately panicked. Her assistant rushed to plead on her behalf, but Lu Yan's tone was unyielding. "We don't need celebrities with no integrity. Pack your things and leave now." Then Lu Yan suddenly called out to Manager Li. A chill ran down Li's spine as he tried to dodge responsibility. "This has nothing to do with me." But Shi Chuxia exposed him on the spot. "You were the one who forced me." With a wave of his hand, Lu Yen declared coldly, "Since you like to put on an act, then keep acting. Starting tomorrow, you don't need to come back to the company." His domineering defense of Shi Chuxia left everyone stunned. Rivalry burned between the two men. To crush his opponent's hope, Lu Yen openly declared their relationship and in front of everyone kissed Shi Chuxia. The display of intimacy made He Luochuan furious. He strode forward, seized Shi Chuxia's hand, and insisted on taking her to change her clothes. Shi Chuxia gave an awkward smile. With a sharp smack, Lu Yen slapped He Luochuan's hand away. "No need for you to worry, I'll take her myself." The move stirred something in Shi Chuxia's heart, but He Luochuan refused to back down. He demanded to know what their relationship really was. Lu Yen didn't answer directly. Instead, he shot back coldly, "And what about you? What's your relationship with Shi Chuxia? You keep calling her Chuxia non-stop." The face-off left Shi Chuxia completely stunned. He Luochuan yanked Shi Chuxia to his side and sneered, "Our relationship isn't something an outsider like you could understand." A smug grin spread across his face. Shi Chuxia was about to speak, but Lu Yen pulled her firmly into his arms and retorted, "Mr. He, I think you're the one who doesn't understand." Before He Luochuan could react, Lu Yen tightened his hold. "Because she's sure Chuxia, my woman." He Luochuan's face twisted in disbelief. "Chuxia, there's no way she's your woman." Lu Yan's voice was commanding, every word laced with dominance. "She's not only my woman, she's my wife. Do you need me to show you the marriage certificate?" The revelation hit He Luochuan like a hammer. His face darkened with shock and despair. To crush the last of his hope, Lu Yen bent down and kissed Shi Chuxiao in front of everyone. Then he lifted his gaze, voice cold and sharp. "What now? Is that not clear enough?" He Luochuan simply couldn't believe it, his head buzzed, blank with shock. His assistant rushed in to ease the tension. Lu Yan's voice cut coldly, "You'd better not harbor any thoughts about Shi Chuxiao." But He Luochuan stayed silent. Then he stepped up to Shi Chuxiao and asked bluntly, "Are you really married to Lu Yen?" Shi Chuxiao thought to herself. Though it was a marriage by agreement, they were legally husband and wife. Hearing this, He Luochuan lowered his head. Realizing she was slipping away from him, he confessed, "I'll wait until you divorce." Shi Chuxiao was stunned. Anyone overhearing might think he'd lost his mind. He mustered his courage and declared his love for her. Shi Chuxiao grew even more anxious. Only now did she realize his words of affection had never been a joke. Lu Yen waved his hand sharply, voice laced with fury. "He Luochuan, you're playing with fire." Yet in the face of love, He Luochuan stood tall and defiant. "Don't think I'm afraid that I will never give up on Shi Chuxiao." Seeing the scene spiraling out of control, Shi Chuxiao clutched her stomach and pulled Lu Yen away as an excuse to escape. But He Luochuan's confession gnawed at Lu Yan's mind. Even when Shi Chuxiao went to change clothes, he barged right in without hesitation. Ignoring her protests, he slammed her against the wall and declared domineeringly, "Shi Chuxiao, you're already my wife. From now on, stay away from He Luochuan. Understand?" Shi Chuxiao turned her face away, insisting that their marriage was only an agreement. She planned to brush it off with a casual answer, but Lu Yan's stern expression made it clear he saw right through her. When she tried to feign stomach pain to change the subject, Lu Yan cut her off sharply. "Don't try to dodge it. Do you really think I'd fall for that?" Clutching her stomach, Shi Chuxiao grimaced. "Lu Yan, I think my period just started." Lu Yan frowned impatiently. "Your period? What's that supposed to mean?" She hadn't expected him to be so clueless and blurted out, "I mean my time of the month. My period." Lu Yen froze on the spot, completely bewildered. "Period? What does that even mean?" Panicked, he stammered. "So, what am I supposed to do?" Shi Chuxiao shot back, "Go buy me some pads or I'll be bleeding out here." Lu Yen stiffened, bristling like a steel-straight man. "What do you take me for? You actually want me to buy pads? Not a chance." Cut to Lu Yen wearing sunglasses striding into a supermarket. Inwardly, he cursed, "I've never done anything like this in my life. Shi Chuxiao must be heaven's way of tormenting me." A female sales clerk approached with a smile. "Sir, what are you looking for?" Lu Yen glanced around nervously and muttered that he could pick for himself. But faced with the endless shelves of brands and types, his mind went blank. Seeing him frozen in confusion, the clerk kindly began explaining the products to him. A real man doesn't bother choosing. He bought every single pack, even the one in the salesgirl's hands. While others shop by the piece, he looked like he was stocking a warehouse. To the salesgirl, he might seem like a brainless rich guy, but really he was just the perfect fool in love. Watching him lug 2 giant bags of pads, she sighed from behind. Maybe this is what they call love. Meanwhile, Shi Chuxiao was slumped over the table, enduring the pain. When Lu Yen asked with concern, she said it was nothing serious. Just felt like a drill twisting inside her, probably from staying too long in the freezing pool earlier. Suddenly, with a heavy thud, Lu Yen slammed the 2 bags of pads onto the table. "I bought everything. Go change." Shi Chuxiao was stunned. "Are you stupid or just rich? Why would you buy so many?" Seeing his dark expression, she had no choice but to quietly go change first. But even after that, the pain didn't ease. Her stomach kept trembling with spasms. Watching her break out in cold sweat, Lu Yen suggested taking her to the hospital. But Shi Chuxiao insisted that some rest would be enough. It was only then that Lu Yen realized, thank God he was a man. Just then, Shi Chuxiao's phone buzzed in her pocket. It was Dubai calling. After Lu Yan explained the situation, Dabai told him to bring Shi Chuxiao home and said some ginger tea would do the trick. The steel-hearted Xiao actually listened, carrying her straight back home. At home, Dabai was overjoyed, cheering, "Xiao Xia, your period came at just the right time. Being sick is the best way to build closeness." He even came up with a mischievous plan. Brew the ginger tea, then have Dad feed her. In his wild imagination, if Dad also had a period, they could sip together. One sip for you, one sip for me, living happily ever after. But as the saying goes, secrets can't stay hidden forever. To keep his true identity from Dad, the boy always wore a mask whenever they met. Lu Yan had already sensed something was off and decided to uncover the truth about Shi Chuxiao and this mysterious boy. Still eager to play matchmaker, Dabai urged Lu Yan to bring Shi Chuxiao home, and despite his age he brewed a perfect pot of ginger tea. Yet Dabai, sharp as he was, noticed that Dad had begun to suspect his real identity, but telling him wasn't an option. Suddenly Lu Yan called out, startling Dabai so badly that the ginger tea almost spilled. Luckily, Lu Yan was quick to react, steadying the cup and reminding Dabai, "Things like this, you should let me handle." But Dabai insisted he'd had experience since he was 3 years old. Lu Yan was stunned. "You mean you could cook at 3? So Dabai opened up, telling him about the hard life he and his mom had endured. Without a father, he had to grow up early and take on responsibilities far beyond his age. Hearing this made Lu Yan's heart ache. A child so young shouldn't carry such burdens. Then Dabai suddenly asked, "Handsome uncle, haven't you always wondered what my relationship with Xiao Xia is?" The question struck right at what Lu Yan had been thinking. "Honestly, handsome uncle, you must have already guessed. Xiao Xia is my mom." Inside, Lu Yan thought, if Dabai really is Shi Chuxiao's son, then who could his biological father be? Then Dabai tugged at his sleeve and asked softly, "Handsome uncle, would you hate me for being a burden?" Instead of getting upset, Lu Yan pulled him into his arms. "Of course not, Dabai. From now on, I'll treat you like my own son. You and Xiao Xia won't have to suffer anymore." Many men had pursued Shi Chuxiao in the past, but Dabai's existence always made them back away. Now with Dad's acceptance, Dabai was overjoyed. Still, every time Lu Yan looked at the boy, there was this strange sense of familiarity that he finally said, "Dabai, why don't you take off that mask and let me see you clearly?" Ever since Dabai had bared his heart, Lu Yan felt an even stronger sense of déjà vu, and without thinking he reached out to remove the boy's mask. Suddenly, a noise from Shi Chuxiao's room saved Dabai from being exposed. When they opened the door, it turned out Shi Chuxiao had fallen off the bed because of her wild sleeping posture. Dabai was speechless, but Lu Yan seemed to understand all too well. "Handsome uncle, here's the ginger tea. Hurry and feed it to Xiao Xia." Lu Yan brought the cup to Shi Chuxiao's lips, but in her weak state she frowned at the bitterness and refused. He assumed she was just too unwell. That's when Dabai chimed in, "Handsome uncle, you can't feed her like that." Lu Yan frowned. "Then how should I feed her?" Dabai puckered his lips. "Obviously you have to feed her mouth to mouth. That way she won't say no." Lu Yan froze, embarrassed. "That's really not necessary." Dabai pushed further. "If you don't, Xiao Xia will be in agony." Then he quickly turned his head away. "Don't worry, I won't peek." Seeing Shi Chuxiao writhing in pain, Lu Yan finally gave in. He took a sip of ginger tea, then pressed his lips against hers, passing it to her directly. Dabai instantly snapped a photo of the historic moment. They kissed. They finally kissed. He immediately sent it to Xingchen to brag. Xingchen, stunned at first, quickly messaged back, "Get a full 360-degree. Take more shots from every angle." Dabai puffed up proudly. "Now you've got no excuse not to call me your big brother." The next morning, Shi Chuxiao opened her eyes and realized she was lying in her own bed. Last night, when her cramps had made her faint, Lu Yan had carried her back home. Feeling recharged, she got ready for work. But the moment she opened her bedroom door, she froze. Lu Yan was sitting in the living room, casually sipping coffee. Shi Chuxiao panicked. "Why is he in my house? Did he stay here overnight?" Lu Yan calmly explained that he'd already sent Dabai off to school. Shi Chuxiao's face tightened. "Don't tell me Dabai's identity got exposed," she demanded. "Why are you here for no reason?" Lu Yan stepped closer, adjusting her collar with ease. "Did you forget? I carried you home last night." Shi Chuxiao was flustered. "You mean, carried me?" He pinned her against the wall, voice low and teasing. "What's wrong? Is that a problem? I even fed you ginger tea, mouth to mouth. Shi Chuxiao blinked in confusion, still thinking he meant with his hands. Lu Yan leaned in closer, lips brushing her ear. Not with my hand, with my mouth. A cold sweat broke across her back. Realization hit her and she clamped a hand over her lips. Wait, you mean that kind of mouth to mouth? Lu Yan smirked. Drop the weight. Don't blame me, you refused to drink it any other way, so really, you should be thanking me. After all, you're the one who ended up taking advantage of me. After hearing that, Shi Chuxiao almost wanted to punch him. But Lu Yan kept a straight face and warned her to behave herself. After all, she was a married woman, and he even demanded she cut ties with He Luochuan. Shi Chuxiao smirked. So all this fuss. Turns out you're just jealous, huh? Proud as ever, Lu Yan instantly denied it. Jealous. Don't be ridiculous. She pressed further. Then why won't you let me hang around other men? Why call out He Luochuan by name? Lu Yan shot back. Because we're married by contract. And it's not just he. Out of all the men with 100 surnames, you can't touch a single one. Shi Chuxiao pouted. That's not in the contract. You can't restrict my freedom. Lu Yan grinned smugly. Didn't you read the last clause? She blinked in confusion. Lu Yan tapped her forehead. Final interpretation rights belong to me. Shi Chuxiao almost coughed up blood. Unbelievable, this man is too much. Lu Yan leaned in. So if you don't want to breach the contract, stay away from He Luochuan. As for the penalty fee, trust me, you don't want to know. Shi Chuxiao gritted her teeth. Lu Yan, you're such a dog. His sharp gaze cut her off and she instantly switched tones. I mean, you're clever. No wonder you dominate both the business world and the entertainment industry. Lu Yan narrowed his eyes. Shi Chuxiao, your mouth says one thing, but in your heart you're cursing me, aren't you? She waved frantically. No way, you're overthinking it. Anyway, I've got work. Can't be late. I'm leaving. Shi Chuxiao bolted for the door before he could stop her. Watching her leave, Lu Yan sneered inwardly. This woman never says a single honest word. She promised she'd stop seeing He Luochuan, but that was clearly just to brush me off. Looks like I'll have to keep a close eye on her. At the office, Shi Chuxiao sighed to herself. Lu Yan is scarily sharp. I can't fool him so easily anymore, or I'll be the one paying the price. Suddenly someone shouted, Shi Chuxiao's here. She jumped, turning to find her co-workers staring at her with starry eyes. Cold sweat trickled down her back. What the hell is going on? Her colleagues swarmed around, firing questions non-stop. What's your relationship with God of Song He Luochuan? And Mr.Lu, are you really married to him? Did Lu Yan and He Luochuan really fight over you? Shi Chuxiao wanted to crawl into a hole. She tried to brush it off. Where are you guys hearing this nonsense? Fighting over me? You must be joking. One co-worker slapped the desk. Joking? It's all over the internet. With photos. You think I'd waste my time making this up? What? Online? Shi Chuxiao froze. That was just yesterday at the pool. How did it get online so fast? She pulled up the site and her face darkened. Photos of her with Lu Yan and He Luochuan were everywhere. The captions clearly meant to stir up drama. Worse, her personal details were exposed. Someone was targeting her. As expected, the comment section was brutal, filled with nasty remarks tearing her apart. A colleague sneered. Well, Shi Chuxiao didn't know you had such skills, snagging 2 male gods at once. Why don't you teach me your tricks? After reading the post, Shi Chuxiao slammed her phone on the desk. Seriously? Do you guys think Lu Yan and He Luochuan would fight over me in public? We all used to be entertainment reporters. You really believe this kind of clickbait gossip? It's just a photo taken at the right angle, twisted into something it's not. Pick the right shot, add a few misleading captions, and suddenly white turns into black. Her co-workers murmured among themselves. Makes sense. Yeah, she's pretty, but in the entertainment world she's not exactly one of a kind. Why would Lu Yan and He Luochuan fight over her? Even though she calmed her co-workers, Shi Chuxiao still couldn't relax. If even ex-reporters in the office get jealous over this, the crazed fans online will be worse. Whoever leaked this wants me ruined. Just then, a familiar voice called out, Shi Chuxiao, are you okay? It was He Luochuan. His sudden arrival only fueled more suspicion from her colleagues. He came just to see her, asking if she's okay. Didn't she say the news online was fake? Shi Chuxiao coughed awkwardly. God of Song, you must be here because of the rumors, right? Don't worry, I'll keep everything proper. I won't let your reputation take a hit. But He Luochuan shook his head, his tone firm. Chuxia, I'm not here because of that. You know I don't care about those things. Before he could finish, his assistant cut in, breaking the moment. Miss Shi really is sharp. Yes, we came to discuss the news. Why don't we step into the lounge and talk it over? Shi Chuxia quickly responded. All right, I'll take you there. Then led He Luochuan and his assistant away, leaving her co-workers whispering behind her. Guess she was telling the truth, that there's really nothing between her and He Luochuan. That didn't you see even his manager was here? Who the hell spread that fake news anyway?